All right. We back, baby. The show won't be too long, but it won't be too short either. Today, excuse the squeak in this chair. I gotta figure something out with this chair. I'm sorry. I gotta figure something out with this chair. But today, we're gonna talk about the type of coons. See, what I'm about to do is prepare y'all for what we're about to deal with election season. I don't know where my WD-40 is. But I'm about to prepare y'all for what we're about to deal with. Damn, I don't know where this WD-40 is. Because, oh, there you go. Let me grab this WD-40 real quick. Let me see if I can handle this squeaking issue we have here. I don't know where it's coming from. I'm going to spray all this shit down here. I don't know where it's coming from. I'm going to spray it all. All right. Here we go. Didn't work. Oh, well. Yeah, it didn't work. It's all good. But the point is, we gotta identify the type of adversaries that we are up against coming up. This election cycle is gonna bring out a lot of anti-black racism, a lot of cooning, a lot of shit. This election is going to bring out the worst of people. This election is going to expose you to a lot of things that's going to make you scratch your head. Now, you're right. You right now are in the middle of your awakening moment. Because I know you are right now. You're in the middle of waking up. In what people like to call woke. I don't antagonize people that are woke per se. Because most people would say I'm woke. But we need to understand what we're dealing with. We need to understand that your family may not be the right ones to be talking to in this turbulent times. These turbulent times, these times of animosity, these times of trials and tribulations, these times of the glorious warrior Ogun, who has been blessing us all year. Make sure you continue to thank him for his hard work. We are in times where you may start to look at certain family in a different light. What do I mean when I say that? You're currently waking up to the bullshit that we have been dealing with for so long. I guess no, it didn't work. You are currently waking up to the bullshit that we have been dealing with for so long. You are in the midst of getting your mind right. You are in the middle of a transformation period. You may be looking at your lady. You may be looking at your man, your cousin, your mama, your daddy, your auntie, your uncle, your grandparents, and things of that nature. Your cousins. You may be side-eyeing all of them based on their conversation pieces. You may be like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with them? How can they think this, knowing this, and this? Well, we're going to talk about the type of coons in the black community that we have to deal with, but we also need to make sure we stop normalizing. I'm going to introduce to you guys quite a few. I didn't get them all. but I'm going to introduce you to some that you need to look out for. I'm going to list them off, and then I'm going to go right down the line and explain how you can go ahead and identify them. There's the Violent Coon, the anti-black coon. All of these are anti-black, to be honest. The Black Feminist Coon, the LGBT Coon, the Kill Them With Kindness Coon, and the over-sexualized coon. I'm going to introduce you to all of those people today. Let's start with the Violent Coon, because that's one of the biggest people that pervades in our community. You see, the Violent Coon is, now when I say a person that's, I don't mean a warrior or a person that's a rider. I'm not calling them the Violent Coon. The Violent Coon is the person that's big, bad, huffing tough, puffing, buffing, roughing, ready to blow a black person's head off at the drop of a dime. But let a white lady in her car dancing harass them. They record and say, "Oh my God, did you get that on camera? We gotta report this to the authorities. Good Lord Jesus." The Violent Coon only has smoke for black people. A lot of these Violent Coons actually prevail in these hotbeds for non-foundational black Americans. New York City, California, Chicago, St. Louis, Baltimore. Wherever you see a high rate of violence, you also see a high rate of non-foundational black Americans. You see these immigrant people. Usually they like first, second, or third generation immigrants who may go visit back home every now and then, or may not, because they might be too broke. Now, Jerry done told me don't eat on no podcast. My apologies, Jerry. Let me go ahead and finish this up then. And I'll stop from there. But you see these Violent Coons in those hotbeds. So if you ever see a lot of black on black violence, 9.9 times out of 10, it's in a community that harbors non-foundational black Americans. Just look up, because they like to use Chicago as the number one example. Look up the non-foundational black American population in Chicago. New York City, look up, that's a immigrant's hotbed, so you don't even really need to look up that. You pretty much can guess 9 times out of 10, they're not foundational there. Their parents or their grandparents came from another place. So that's where we at with the New York City, things of that nature. So the Violent Coon is a problem because the Violent Coon is only violent towards black people. The anti-black coon. Now, all these coons will fall under anti-black. Well, they're called coons because they're black people. The anti-black coons will be like Jesse Lee Peterson, Candace Owens, Jason Whitlock, fat ass Jason Whitlock. We like to call him all types of derogatory names. Who else would be an anti-black coon? King Face, he's dead though. He died from having that HIV and some kidney failure type shit. He's dead. But he was an anti-black coon, but he also was non-foundational black American. Candace Owens, I think. What? Damn, forgot her name. Candace is is a non-foundational black American. Let's see if Jason Whitlock is a non-foundational black American. I'm pretty confident he is. He's from Indianapolis, Indiana. Let's see where his parents are from. He graduated in 1990. God damn. That's when I was born. let's see here. Where is his family life? That's what I want to see. I want to see his career. It's a little fast. I don't give a fuck about his career. Yahoo Sports, journalism career. Let's see his parents. Let's see his parents. He was publishing Playboy. I bet that made his life. He can't fuck a Playboy model, so he might as well write about one. That's his style. He's one of them motherfuckers. He one of them people who he one of those people who like to deny systematic white supremacy. So where's his parents? I want to look at see who his parents are. Jason Whitlock's bio. He got a wife. There's a woman who married his old disgusting. Oh, she's white. Makes sense. Let's see. Oh, he's not married to her now. Furthermore, that speculations that Whitlock is gay because of his support for gay participation. I don't know. Maybe he is gay. Makes about $700,000 a year though. That's nice. Is Jimmy really Uncle? Let's see. Where is he? I want to know where his parents is. His wife's name is Shannon Design. She's most likely white. He wouldn't be caught dead with a black woman. No lucky winner or nothing. Let me get out of here. Let me see. Jason. I don't know. I'm going to have to look it up and get back to y'all on that because I don't want to spend too much time on it. But I do want to look. Just give me a couple seconds. Jason Whitlock bio. It won't tell me who is. I guess nobody gives a fuck about this little fat fuck. Yeah, he got his fast facts. They don't got his parenting though. Let's go to his Twitter. Cause what they do is these little fat fucks and these anti-black little fuckers. Oh, well, Jason Whitlock must have said something crazy. Oh, his dad obituary. Ooh, he wrote about it. So, Jason Whitlock, let's go to his page and go to he put his dad's obituary online. Let's see. Come kick it with me. I want to kick it with you, you fat fuck. I'm about to give y'all this motherfucker's information. Where is... Let's see... Jason... What is his... Whitlock Jason. Okay, so... Whitlock Jason... Obituary. I want that tweet. Why do people post a picture and not the actual tweet? Let's see, Jason Whitlock dad. I'm trying to find his father. All right, here we go. James Jimmy Whitlock. Here we go. So is that when his dad? Yep. His dad died May 31st. The obituary. Okay, so this is his dad. He never broke par at Douglas Park Golf Course. James Whitlock II and Jason Whitlock. So let's see. Where's his dad from? Let me see. Oh, they won't tell me where you're from. He might be foundational, unfortunately. I'll get to the bottom of it, I'm sure. But anyway, I spent too much time on that. I spent way too much time on that. I'm probably going to cut a lot of that shit. So you get these coons like Jason Whitlock, these anti-black coons who do everything in their power to speak against black progress, to speak against the black movement. They want to speak up for the white supremacist side, and they try and speak against the black movement and say, hey, I'm a free thinker, like Kanye West like to say. Kanye West is also anti-black coon. They like to say I'm a free thinker and all this old goofy shit, but at the end of the day, they just coons trying to get comfy next to white supremacy, trying to get themselves a nice little paid job, stay on the payroll. It never ends well for them. King Face had a GoFundMe for his medical bills. It never ends well for them. It never ends well. They usually die as a rat and a roach. Like the man that, what's his name? He gave up the Black Panther. He gave up, what's his name? He gave up, Black Panther's traitor. Let me see his name. Because he gave up the blueprint layout for, what's our brother name? I spelled traitor wrong. It's traitor. What was his name? Was it Alec Rackley? Was that him? What is his name? Okay, he gave up Fred Hampton's layout. I'm not talking about Fred Hampton. I wasn't thinking of him. I was thinking about the guy that gave him up. It was a rat. It was about $200 he gave the layout for it. Let me see. It was a little rat. He gave up. Let me see. What's the name of the guy? It's important y'all know the name of these little filthy little rats who gave up. Cause the nigga got hit by a car. And it's important y'all know that's how when you live like a rat, you die like. William O'Neill. William O'Neill, bitch ass, gave up the blueprint to Fred Hampton, and he ended up getting assassinated in a raid, and his bitch ass died by getting hit by a car. See, when you live like a rat, you die like one. You just disgusting. And I'm not talking about rat in the sense of snitch. I'm talking about rat in the sense of you just low down filth. So them anti-black coons, they think it's going to be a way to get themselves from under the thumb and the pressure of white supremacy. It never works. Candace Owens isn't getting any type of attention from the Republican Party whatsoever. They're not inviting her to speak at shit. They're completely acting like she don't exist. And she did nothing but live like a rat her entire time she's been here in America. So she's getting her proper reward. So the anti-black coon is just, those motherfuckers, the what's the Sheriff Clarks of the world? It's those kind of people. Diamond and Silk. Those are the anti-black coons. Now Diamond and Silk actually have a lawsuit against Fox News saying they were discriminatory towards them. So as you can see, it never ends well for them. They'll go into the abyss. They will no longer matter in a matter of months. They don't matter now. They don't move the black population. No one believes them. No one listens to them. No one thinks that they are even credible. So they die and live like rats. Also, the next coon is the black feminist coon. You see, black feminism itself was built under white supremacy. What happened was when What happened was when when black people got out of slavery. They started fighting for rights. They were actually getting their rights faster than white women. White women didn't like that. So black people were actually able to vote before white women were. So white women in response came up with the feminist movement. It was a way to get themselves power by breaking up the black family, getting the black women to ride with them, and then leeching off them and collecting all the benefits for themselves. Then they went their ass home to their white husbands, and the white husbands may not have been vocally against what they were doing, but they knew their husbands didn't like it, but they were too busy to stop it. They're like, if you that bored and, I'm bringing home the money, you better have my dinner when I get home. So I don't give a fuck. You want to go out there and march for your rights and all that old goofy shit, you better have my dinner when you get home. A lot of those women were married to white men who did not help them in their progress, or they were LGBT, which we'll get to next after this black feminist, because they tie in together. So I felt like it was important we do those back to back. So the feminists decided to go ahead and do everything to halt black progress if it didn't involve them getting something just as much or better. And a lot of times it was better. So when you hear about these people talking about affirmative action is to help anyone who isn't a white male. So if you're not a white male who is an American citizen, you are eligible for affirmative action. So the biggest recipients of affirmative action is white women. Don't let them tell you different. You can look it up. The biggest recipients of affirmative action is actually white women, not black people. See, they thought affirmative action was strictly for black people. Affirmative action is for minorities. All people, everybody that's considered a minority is everyone that isn't a white male. Anyone who isn't a white male is considered a minority, and white women are the biggest beneficiaries of affirmative action. So, you let these women coerce you into thinking that y'all are fighting the same fight. And what they like to use is the black boogeyman model to get several different benefits. So they'll throw black men under the bus, get a bill or a law passed that's meant to cripple the black community and the black family. Like when New York City had that stop and frisk, they realized that shit was so ineffective and racially targeted, they had to put a stop to that shit. Feminists were the ones who did that. So a woman that tells me she's a black feminist immediately means she's a coon. A lot of times what it means is, when women that become black feminists, this is what it means. They're not fly. Black men aren't checking for them. So in response, they leech on with white feminists to become black feminists, because again, white feminist agenda is anti-black men. They leech on with white feminists, become black feminists, and date white men. Every time you see a black feminist, I guarantee you she snuggled up. 9 times out of 10, she snuggled up with a white man. And 10 times out of 10, her hair is fucked up. That shit is fucked up. And I'm not talking about it's in its natural state and black women in their natural hair is fucked up. No, I'm not saying that. Her shit is fucked up. She don't take care of it. It's nappy as fuck. It's dry as fuck. She don't moisturize it. Don't brush it. Don't comb it. And if the bitch got a perm, all the shit will fall out. Also, her shape is fucked up. It's afflicted as fuck. No ass, no titties, no shape. She just fucked up, top to bottom. And she's not even getting the top tier white guys, because the top tier white guys don't fuck with that feminist shit. She's getting these niggas these white guys who got rejected by the fly white women. They got rejected by the fly white women. They don't want to fuck with the busted white women, because the busted white women, the fat busted white women is fucking with the dusty niggas. So they left with the dusty black women. They're on their last fucking leg. They be stinking, all types of shit. Listen, when you see a black girl fucking with a white guy, a dusty white guy, I'm not talking about the Travis Kelce's of the world where he keep his shit clean. He had a black girl who he cheated on with a white woman. He had a black girl who was fly as hell. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about these disgusting, stinking motherfuckers, trailer trash ass motherfuckers. Go get them a fucked up ass black girl with a fucked up weave and fucked up hair. Those chicks call themselves black feminists, and that white man that she with is just agreeing with her so he don't lose sexual access. Because he can't get no pussy nowhere else without paying for it. So that's what he resorts to. He resorts to them fucked up, crunchy head ass black girls that don't nobody want. And because we don't want them, they have this anti-black male agenda going on, and they join these white feminists who are usually in the LGBT community. So they mad that they not getting chose up on. They not mad about the way their lifestyle is because these fly ass, and they also hate on the fly women of all races. They hate black men. They hate all the fly chicks. Every last one of them. You'll see these bitches hating on Beyonce, Kylie Jenner, Jennifer Lopez, Halle Berry, Kelly Rowland just announced that she's pregnant by her black husband and they have a nice, beautiful black family. You see them bitches hating on that. They hate everybody that's fly. If you fly in any way, shape, or form, no matter what race you are, they hate you. That's what the black feminist is, but the number one target is black men. They hate black men. Also, the number one target that hate black men is the LGBT community. You see, the LGBT community is hilarious, if you ask me. What happens is, hold on. Hold on. I might be tripping. Let me see something real quick. Hold on. Be easy. Whoa. Be easy. All right. It's nothing. It's nothing. Don't worry about it. All right. So the LGBT community, they are the type that they also been rejected. But they have a little hinkering. They had a little college experience, high school experience with the same sex, and they decided to fully convert. And because they feel like their treatment from straight black society was unfair, they go on these over-the-top tirades against black people. Like, I'm talking, these people hate straight black people, especially straight black men, because they dusty ass daddy didn't fuck with them. They got touched on by an uncle or some shit like that, which if your uncle is touching on you if you a little boy and your uncle touched on you, he ain't straight, motherfucker. He's not only a pedophile and a piece of shit, but he's a fucking he's also in your community. So what happens is they try and find situations, especially with the transgender one, they try and find situations where they see men, dusty ass niggas, making fun of, or whatever the case may be, a transgender or whatever the case, and they take that and run with it as if that's the standard across the board. Show me the gay choir director. Show me the gay choir director in a white church. Show me the gay deacon in a white church. Show me the gay leader in the white community. In the straight white community. See, the reason why I say that is because the LGBT community, in the black side of it, they think that they're supposed to be leaders of the straight black society. Because we all have our different communities within black. We're not monolithic. Yes, I think that the LGBT community and the black community should be treated equally, but I'm not going to let them push their predatory behavior onto our community. When they try and sit here and say, if I don't agree with y'all pushing that bullshit on children, I'm homophobic or transphobic. If I choose that the only type of women that I have preference for is cisgender women, which means born a woman and identify as a woman. Cis just means identifying with the gender given to you at birth. So I like cisgendered women. That's it. I don't want no trans woman, none of that other shit. I don't even want a bisexual woman. I want a straight cisgendered woman. That's it. So what happens is anytime your preference is not what they want it to be, they push this phobia on you. They push the phobic term on you, whether it's transphobic, homophobic, whatever the case may be. They always push that on you because you have a preference for cisgender. So I'm allowed to have a preference for anything in the world, but if my preference is only cisgender, now I'm a phobic of something. And they only do this shit to black men. They don't do this shit to nobody else. They don't do this shit to nobody else. Actually, black women too, because when Insecure had an episode where I think it was Molly she was dating a guy, he said he sucked some dick in college, and she ain't want to fuck with him no more. They had a fucking field day on the internet about it. So whenever somebody in the cisgender straight black community don't want to deal with that other shit, it's a problem. Well, y'all got so many people in y'all community. Y'all should be happy. Y'all should be like, hey, we only want to deal with people that want to deal with us. But no, y'all want to come interrupt what's going on in the cisgender community and act like we owe y'all something. Y'all gotta relax. Live your life. You say you happy, you like what you're doing, live your life. I'm not interested in all that other shit. Cisgender women only is my preference. That's my preference. Now, I want to move on to the next coon because I don't want to be, I told you I'm not going to hold y'all all night. The kill them with kindness coon. Remember in New York City where that gay man got harassed by that white woman who called the cops on him? Remember that? That fool up here talking about, I got to kill him with kindness. I got to kill him with kindness. Kill somebody with kindness? What is that going to do? We are in a race war right now. They are killing us. And you're talking about killing them with kindness? What? You see, these killing with kindness types are just scared niggas. They scared. So what they do is their way of getting out of actually doing something and protecting themselves is faking this killing with kindness shit. The problem is that's not going to keep you alive. Let me read to y'all something. Hold on, where's a brother got killed out in Texas. He's not really a brother because he was out there cooning, but you know. He got killed out in Texas. Let me tell you his name because it's important you understand that there's nothing to protect you from white supremacy besides black empowerment. Black empowerment is the only thing to protect you from white supremacy. I got 199 people that like my page on Facebook, Unorthodox Logic with Marv. I need y'all to get me to 200. Come on now, one person. Give me the 200. His name is Jonathan Price. Jonathan Price said, where is his post? Because I posted a couple things he said. I'm going to read y'all this whole thing. It's not too long, but it ain't short. He said, with all the tension and animosity going on with race and the police, I'm on the same, okay, he said with one time. I said police because I saw the police car, but he said with one time. He said, I'm on the same fence as Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne, with him saying a white cop saved his life and hasn't been too vocal based off experience. I was raised by the Malones and Woodruffs in the household for a large amount of my youth. My second family then, and still are in 2020, if I have to say anything. The amount of food fed to me they spent on me outweighs any BS about race or color right now. So, you hear that? I have family that never done a damn thing for me or supported my business ventures, and they're my blood. They will forever be 1 million in my book, and they know who they are. They are to blame for my countryside in addition to white women, not complaining one bit. There were more times I should have been detained for speeding, outstanding citations, outdated registrations, dozing off at red lights before making it to my garage downtown Dallas after a long night out. Says drinking and shit. So you out being irresponsible. I've passed a sobriety test after leaving a bar in Wiley, Texas by 2 white cops and still let me drive to where I was headed. And by the way, they consider Wiley, Texas to be very racist. I never got that kind of energy from the popo. Not saying black lives don't matter, but don't forget about your own or your experience through growth. Waking up. He said another thing. Now that was said on June 15th, but he said something on May 31st. This is all 2020. Now y'all increases the chances of more profiling by cops when they roll them troopers in town this summer 2020. And I haven't even experienced profiling. Y'all won't be getting them to leave town after this idiotic stunt, aggressive riding. How many blacks y'all gonna get pulled over and jumped now by boys in the uni across the world? Just fanning the flames, dummies. I can't even claim it. He was later killed by a white supremacist in Texas. He thought speaking like that was going to protect him. It did not. Lived like a rat, died like a rat. It is what it is. I'm not interested in none of this goofy shit. I'm not about to sit here and try and speak good of him or any of that shit. He decided to choose sides. That's what he believed in. That's perfectly fine. It did not protect him from white supremacy. Wanted to reiterate that. So the killing with kindness didn't work for him either. And last, I want to talk about the over-sexualized coon. Motherfucker's like Kingface. He's also the anti-black coon, but he's also over-sexualized coon. This man was carrying that package, that magic tragic, and it killed him. You see, the over-sexualized coons put sex above all things. They love that, so they'll say things like, see, I want you to understand, a lot of these people that I speak of specifically can fit in a lot of different boxes. So, for instance, that Pierce guy, Jason Price, whatever his fucking name is, who just got killed in Texas being represented by Lee Merritt, he will fall under this over-sexualized coon, the anti-black coon, the killing with kindness coon. See, he falls in multiple boxes. See, he wants that sexual access to white women, and he understands that if he has a too radical, well, he thinks that having a too radical opinion will drive white women away, where we know white women are just attracted to power, period. Even white women was chasing Malcolm X after he changed his name from Malcolm Little to Malcolm X. When he changed his name to Malcolm X, white women still were choosing up on him. He declined and stayed with Betty Shabazz, but the point is, you don't have to lose your dignity to sleep with any woman. Women respect men that respect themselves and put their motherfucking foot down. Period. Buddy thought speaking like that was going to give him more sexual access and protect him from white supremacy. And nonetheless, he still became a victim of white supremacy in the worst way. Also, these over-sexualized coons are these guys who go out and have these babies with all these women and don't take care of them. That's over-sexualized coons right there. And the reason why I say that is because right now we need to strengthen the black community. We need to strengthen the children, strengthen the family. If you out here being an over-sexualized damn fool, being irresponsible, having a litany of kids that you cannot take care of, you can't give them any type of intellectual knowledge, financial compensation, or assistance, or anything of that nature. You can't do shit for them kids besides look at them. But you keep having more kids and is fucking a bunch of women. You are over-sexualized coon. You're no good to the community. So when I speak of coons, I mean people who are no good to the community. None of those people I listed are good for the community whatsoever, and they're not good for black empowerment. So now, as you wrote those down, if you didn't write it down, rewind it, do what you gotta do. Go look at your auntie, go look at your uncle, your mother, your father, and place them in the boxes that they belong in. Most of them will go in a few different boxes, but that's okay. I'm not telling you don't love your mother, but understand when it comes to political power and black empowerment, she can no longer be involved. I'm not telling you to hate your daddy, but when it comes to political power and black empowerment, he can no longer be involved. Your brother and sister, your cousin, your auntie, and uncles. If they all cut from that cloth, they cannot be involved. But go visit them. Go spend time with them. Have fun with them. Whatever you got to do. But when it comes to black empowerment, they are not allowed to be involved. Appreciate y'all tuning in this week's episode of Unorthodox Logic with Marv. I am going to be doing a election special coming up soon. Very, very soon. Within the next couple weeks. I would say either next week or the week after I'm going to be doing it. It's going to be probably about a 3-episode piece because I need to explain to y'all the way the state level works and the federal level works. What's coming up for the ballot, what's important to vote for. Hold that vote on the presidency, but there's some other important things that we need to vote for. Your local election, things of that nature. I know you hear some ultra extreme black people saying hold your vote in general. I am not going to tell you that. For example, we got garbage fees and stuff like that coming up on the ballot. I'm not about to not vote against that kind of shit because there's no black agenda behind a garbage fee. They're not saying that. I can promise you, no one is saying that. But there's bills and policies that are on the ballot. I'm going to break those down. I'm going to look at my top areas where I get the most attention and things of that nature from. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to break down the bills and policies that are in those ballots. Just so, based on state, I'll do it off state. So y'all can kind of see the importance of being politically inclined, being politically involved. All right? Make sure y'all tune in. I'm sorry for the confusion. If you're just finding the podcast, if you're refreshing it, you're like, man, what the fuck is wrong with my feed? This and the third. I've been having some behind the scenes issues with the feed, so I'm just getting it all together. So appreciate y'all tuning in. Hope y'all tune in next time. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Follow me on all social media networks. Unorthodox Logic with Marv, HVO Marv, things of that nature. New music coming out on Friday. Peace.